Hello, everybody. Welcome to Mariah Sanctuary. I'm Mariah. Thank you so much for helping me reach the goal, reaching 1.6, 1,600 subscribers. Um, each and every one of you matter to me, and it means a lot to have your support and encouragement. So, we'll, very curious to see how today's stream goes. Yeah, hopefully it's fun and cool, which I suspect it's probably going to be. So, yeah. Oh, hi. My day's going good, I guess. I have a headache, but I'll be fine. It's called part of life. So at least I got to do one of the things that make me happy before I did my stream. I made a new piece of art. I was gonna do two, but that would have took too long. That would have taken too long. Said that wrong. So yeah, I was because I get stressed when like I am time conscious. That's one thing. You're fine. So yeah. I'm gonna wait a little bit to see if anyone else comes in. So, because I don't, if there is more than one person besides you, Nick. Sorry, other people besides you, Nick. Oh, as I said that, someone came in, and Mildred's here. So we'll see how today's stream goes. I'm sure it'll be fine. I like the intimacy of these streams rather than the troll-like stuff. Hopefully that doesn't continuously happen. Because I can hear I don't know if you can hear it on my stream. I can hear this insect outside. Not sure if it's a cicada or not. I love that you guys like get so excited. Both Jen and Nick. I appreciate you both. I don't know if you knew you probably already knew that. Honestly, see, I don't like oversleeping, so I completely understand. Oh, good, you can't hear anything. That's awesome. What I'm gonna do is write any ideas on here, and then I'll put them on the paper as we go. Because especially, well, I should say the ones we don't decide on we have a conflict between. I'm gonna put them on this paper here, um, because then I can transfer it over once. It's like if we have to do like how we had to do the stream with the poem we did together. Um, yeah. So we'll see how it goes. See, well, that's a good thing. Oversleeping sucks, but I'm glad you got more extra the extra sleep you needed. That is the good part. Um, I'm just curious to see what you guys come up with for a creative story topic. I mean, idea because I think honestly making my own stuff is fun, but having your guys' input is actually kind of cool. Like having your guys' input is like really kind of cool. I like seeing that because this channel is based on the community, so well, at least that's what I say. I don't know. Um, okay. Let's see. Thinking. I can think of some topics. Let me think of something. Okay, so wait, you went through my. That's so cute. You went through my creative stories for some inspiration. Okay, for you, but since you both are here, in here, what what do you want the story to what do you want this story to be about? Some reason when I think about this paper here, I think of Blue's Clues. I know why I think of Blue's Clues. Because he would have that little stupid little notebook, and he would like write his little clues down in there, and then he has to try to figure out what from those clues what the activity or whatever who took the stuff. It's an interesting concept. So this notebook made me think of that, even though of course the notebook wasn't pink. It was like I think it was like some kind of it was a little. I'm such a dork. But I also show my age because I don't think Blue's Clues is still on air. At least if it is, I don't know. It might be some kind of updated version. I'm sure they don't have. I know they don't have Steve on it, and they don't have supposedly his. I don't think that was obviously. I know that's not really. It wasn't really his cousin. They said it as his cousin in the series, but I know that wasn't actually his cousin. So yeah. So what do you guys want this poem? I mean, sorry, this creative story to be about? This was a good series. I really like that series. A lot of the shows I liked, I don't know if people nowadays would get like some of the kids from this time period, a generation would get. So yeah, that was a good show. Honestly, it was a really creative series. Crab. That's interesting. You said you were thinking the story could be about a hermit crab who loses his shell, which is special to. That is so cute. Oh my gosh, that is like literally. That is, dude. You probably could be like a. You could be. You maybe you have some kind of hidden talent. You probably could be like. Oh wow, that actually sounds interesting. Moji, what do you think? If you're there, I don't know because on my thing I can't tell if you're there because for some reason it says one, so which makes me think I can't tell. So we can go with that topic, but I don't know. I got to think of a title. Um, 'Cause I like naming them. Hold on, see if I can think of a name. Duh, 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 duh. You're sentimental. Oh, is that because you were thinking about the other two stories I wrote? The one about like losing their way in an art museum, and the other one was about one was about a caterpillar, one was about a worm. Those are two of my favorite insects. Actually, my two favorite insects. Uh, I don't know. I have no idea. I can see you in the chat. I don't know. I just see one there, so I don't know. I don't. I have no idea. YouTube is just being irritating right now. So yeah. Um, that has nothing to do with that. It has to do. The number up there is means how many people are in this, but it's not accurate. So I don't know. Okay, so let me think of a name for it. Dang, should it be an H name or should it be a C? I don't think it should be a C name. What about Harry the Crab? Loses his shell. What do you think? Sorry, Harry the Hermit Crab. I have to say hermit because the H in the first name came from hermit, so that's why I did it. Um, okay. Well, then that's gonna go then, since you said unless Mojo has another idea, which I don't know yet. Okay. Hmm. Okay, so Harry the Hermit Crab. Okay. Loses his shell. Funny thing is, you said already said his, but I didn't even, I don't think I caught the part about his. But I think because interesting. I think I might have read the part his, but then I realized I didn't even, when I chose name, I didn't even think about a girl or a female or male concept there. Okay. So, okay. So. Okay, so basically, it sounds like we're going to go on an adventure to get the shell back. So, what do? We want to start with where how he lost it, or do we want to start with like he is traveling somewhere? You said you honestly had assumed it was a male. Do females have? Do female? We are there. I'm assuming there are female hermit crabs, but I don't know. Don't judge me for not knowing that fact. Yeah. Okay, so So do we want it? Do we want him to have been traveling somewhere in order to have lost it, or did he misplace it? Which one, Nick? Because I know this was your concept. So I know, and Mitchell can also answer. I'm just asking you first. So do we want to have him to have misplaced it, or actually physically lost it, so he has to retrace the steps? Because there's two different loss. At least that's my brain. That's what I was thinking. So no just says we should basically retrace steps. What is? I want to see what Nick says. Hold on, because I'd rather consensus. And if there is a tie, if there's a tie, I can break it. But if it's a majority, then I'll go with which one. That's what. The funny thing is that's the one I wanted to. So let's see. So you wanted to talk from the introduction. Was there in your concept, Nick, for the losing the shell? Was he in a particular place? Was it like at home or traveling somewhere? Because I know this was your concept, so it's hence why I asked you what you were thinking about, so I can think of some ideas and everyone else can think of ideas. Like, was he at home going somewhere, or was he coming from somewhere back to home? That's what I mean. Let's see. Probably fine. Okay, so you want to you can start the intro. Okay. Let's see. So it says, so you wrote Harry the Hermit Crab wasn't the man. You already good. I'm sorry. Even reading a little bit of it, I can tell you understand how like like I feel like this is actually the way I think about this because I like reading children's book. At least I like reading to children. I have done that when I was at my former job. I liked how your little intro goes because it makes me think of like a child reading this. He wasn't the biggest, fastest, or most popular hermit crab on the reef, but he had something very special. I really like this. It's very special about him. His shell. Oh my gosh, I love it, Nick. You're awesome. It's like in my mind, because like for real. That actually is really good. I gotta think of a thought. I gotta think of stuff to go with that. Hold on, but I have to write it first. I totally think you have a very creative mind. Like, dude, yes. Yes. It's like you get me. Well, you do get me, but most people, yeah, I think it does. That sounds awesome. It literally sounds like one of those books from my childhood you would read, even though I know this is not actually a book that's actually out, but it reminds me of one. Sounds very similar to a book you would read like in like from the library or like in a children's bookstore. Personally, um, honestly, this could be one of your hidden talents without you knowing. That makes sense, actually. That makes sense though. Actually, that you said that now makes sense why you would know how to if you were if your parents, since your parents read to you, that would make sense. You would understand, but also you must have a creative mind. I think you probably do. I think it's probably one of your hidden talents. Not to call that out because I don't know for a fact, but I just think it probably could be. That means there's like a hidden creative side in there that you probably haven't you might not have explored. Let's see. Mildred, are you going next or am I going next? Just to be so I can know if I need to. I gotta first for me. I have to write my thoughts out when I do it because that's how my brain works. Being dyslexic and all, which I know some of you know that. Of course, I'm other things too, but the dyslexia is the reason why I have to write it out to make sure I'm not missing words and stuff. Oh my gosh, what the heck is that? I'm so sorry. I think it's a plane. So loud too. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a plane. See, I'm glad that makes me happy that I made you think of it a different way. I'm so proud of myself. My brain is like, huh? Oh yeah, sorry. But he had something. Okay. They do, but but because this is like a, let's be honest, creative stories typically are very in, what's the word? You're basing it on our imagination. I do know what you mean because I've seen it. Hence why, yes, it's a fictional story. There you go, Nick. I really couldn't think. I didn't think of that thought. You're right. That is the only time I've seen a hermit crab. That is when it leaves its shell when it grows out of it. That is, I've seen one before when I was at the beach one time. I've been at the beach more than one time, but I'm saying at the beach a particular time when I was a kid. I remember seeing that, which is actually quite interesting because I'd never seen. I don't think I ever saw a hermit crab for that. Okay. So do you want to go next? Or do you want me to go next, Mildred? And it's going. I gotta make sure I like making sure my story fits together. So also, I guess you could always also think of a thought, even if I am going next, because I have to actually write it down and make sure it fits. Okay. Okay, just for clarification purposes, I'm gonna probably add in a piece where like there are other crabs involved or other hermit crabs. So just in case you want to build off of that, Mojo, that is where I'm gonna go in mine. But you don't have to build off mine, but you have to I guess you'll get the full effect once I'm done with my little thing. Okay, so I'm only writing it on here because you guys might want to modify it so before I write it on the actual book I was writing on. All the other. Shoot. Okay. There. Yes, there. What? But that does not fit. Sorry, I know you heard that. My bad. That was my bone. I had to get me an eraser. I don't know what to name. I don't know what to name this particular thing. It has to do with the crabs because I can put other things in there too. But for me, for this particular one, I like this one because I think the statement is fit personally. See. So all the other was a way to get. You could do that. Okay. So what I have for my next line here, well, the next line possibly is all the other hermit crabs wondered how he got such a beautiful shell and if there was a way to get one like his. I gotta make sure to put his there too. Okay. I could have sworn I had an eraser. Oh, that's why it was hidden under here. I'll wait for Nick to make. I saw what you said. Thanks, Mildred. Because a funny thing is when I create things, I think because I was thinking of other stories when it came to that. So after I write this line, you're next, Mildred. You could also put like seahorses, mermaids, even though I don't know other stuff that's under the sea, fish and other different things. So I don't know. Guess we'll see. Uh-huh. Okay, so I'm adding mine, then Mildred's is next. I like alternating, even though it puts a spotlight on a person, but I guess it's better than like I don't like popcorn as much, like as in the popcorn game where you just randomly. I hate that crap. I always hated it. I hated it in as a child and as an adult. So yeah. Right. You're definitely telling the wrong word. That's not right. There we go.